Hey, if you'd like YouTube, welcome back to another episode of the Black Pearl. Okay, so I've got 21 kilos of live rock, and my plan for this live rock is to stick it out in the garden, dry it all out in the sunshine, make sure it's completely dead, and then add it straight into the pearl. Yeah, right, as if I'm going to do that again, eh? No way, nah, I learnt my lesson, so I'm definitely not doing that. What I'm going to do is I've got it in this container, and I'm just making sure that it is fully cured and there's not going to be any cycling happening. Once all the parameters check out and there's everything's spot on, I'm going to use this rock and I'm going to add it into the black pearl. Now, I was going to use some of it in the side tank, Dead Man's Chest. However, to be honest, I didn't really care what the hell I'm going to do with that tank now. I was that engrossed in building it and knew that it's done. I'm not really sure what I'm going to use it for. So yeah, it's going to be a while before that's set up. So this rock, I plan on actually using it in the black pearl itself. Because one issue that I've come across, I've only added like the mimic tang, but there's not really a great deal of areas for territory, if you can what I mean. Because the three islands, the fish kind of just swim around them, but there's not really a lot of caves and stuff, and I think that's what I was missing. So I'm going to use this rock to create a lot more caves and a lot more hidey holes and stuff for fish, because I think I'm planning on getting a lot more tangs. Well, I say a lot more, a few more, and I really need a lot more areas for each fish to make its territory. So that's the plan. Plus it will obviously create more area for corals. So yeah, so that's what's happening with this live rock. It's going to go into the pearl. Okay, so I went for these MP bio pellets by Tropic Marin. These are all-in-one pellets, so it says that they get rid of phosphate and nitrate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these put into my reactor, because just now my phosphate media that's in there is actually due to be changed. So rather than replacing it with more phosphate media, I'm going to use this stuff instead and see how that goes. So all my filter socks are currently in the wash, and I've stopped using the no-pox. I've emptied the bottle, I've used the bottle, and I've just not bothered purchasing anymore because, God, I don't know what it is with that stuff, but my tank was constantly just getting a white film on the glass all the time. Filter socks were clogging up every like 6-7 hours, so I've just got fed up with it, so I've got rid of that, and I've been running the tank with no filter sock for a while. And the funny thing is, as soon as I stopped using the no-pox, boom, my blooming skimmer just started working. And here we go. I mean, there's like nearly 2 litres of stuff in there, so it's working like a beast again, which is really good, and I'm very happy with. So I'm not going to bother using the no-pox. So for carbon dosing, like I say, I'm going to start using these bio pellets, NP bio pellets. They're all in one, so they will replace this phosphate media and get rid of the phosphates at the same time, so it will save me having to run Roaphos or Aquaphos, whatever it is I've got in there. I'm kind of chopping and changing between the two, but they all do the same thing, but just not good enough to get rid of this green hair algae that I've got. So hopefully these bio pellets will do the trick. Now I do know that I've got to get the exit from the reactor with the bio pellets into the skimmer, so I'm going to have to modify it so that the outlet from the bio pellets and any nutrient rich stuff that comes off of that is going to go straight through the skimmer as opposed to up into my system, because I do believe that that's what causes your cyano problems and basically gives you a headache like. And to be honest, I've had enough of them in my reefing journey so far, so I'm wanting some plain, easy, smooth sailing, right? That's what we're wanting. My Cheeto algae, it's going really well. Right, I've added the pellets now to the reactor. I did soak the pellets for a few hours, like, but there's still a few floaters, like, but hopefully they'll settle down and join the rest of the party. And I think I'm going to increase the flow in the reactor slightly, get them tumbling a bit faster. And I've cleaned out the skimmer, and I've added my filter sock again. So hopefully the socks will start lasting a bit longer. But yep, I've took all the skim mate out the skimmer, and this is a 2 litre bottle and it's nearly filled it, like, so fair amount of skim mate. Thank God it's got a lid, because oh my god, it's absolutely stinking. In the reactor, those pellets will hopefully sink eventually, and I modified it, and I added a bend here and a bit of tubing, and then the tubing just goes straight to the T, straight into the inlet of the skimmer. And that's why I had to kind of adjust the flow slightly, so I'll probably have to retune my skimmer, get it working as good as it was. But yeah, at least all the nutrient rich water coming from those pellets are going to go straight through my skimmer, so that's job well done, happy with that. Everything else is fine, so hopefully about 5 to 6 weeks I think it is, these will start kicking in and hopefully start doing their job. So this is another weapon against the green hair algae, which is hopefully going to put things in my favour. Okay, so finally got around to building an algae scrubber. One of my subscribers, Mr. Warrior Pro, he's been at me for months to get one of these on my system. He swears by them, so there you go fella, finally got around to getting it done. So just roughed up the mesh just by rubbing it quite roughly on my concrete step, and it's done the trick nicely. And the bit of pipe I'm using, I've not got any fancy tools or anything like that. The way I cut the slit for it was I just used a handsaw, fine and simple, and it's gave a nice clean cut. So just a case of feeding it through, getting it in place, and then I'll just glue an end piece and a bend onto it. Right, that's it all glued up and it's ready to go. And you're probably looking at this and thinking, whoa, wait a minute, what's happening here? Well, I'm actually installing this onto my existing plumbing because I'm just not a fan of these things when I see them, the DIY jobs, because they're just ugly, man. They look horrible. So I just looked at the way I've got my plumbing and I thought, do you know what, I can actually incorporate this into my plumbing, which will make it look a lot neater and a lot tidier for my application. So I've removed all the Cheeto and I've stuck it into this centre section. Now I was going to run a deep sand bed in here, but with running the bio pellets and then obviously installing the algae scrubber, I'm thinking it will probably be overkill. And a lot of you guys out there, my subscribers and that, have pretty much told me that there's no really much need for all of them, Ken. So I'm just going to grow the Cheeto in here, have the bio pellets, and I'll just use the algae scrubber. So here we go, I've installed the algae scrubber up here, so it's up out the way and it's no an eyesore, and it makes use of that Cheeto tank that I was using for my Cheeto. All the water drains down into it. Probably still going to have to adjust the flow on it a little to get it running perfect, but I think it's no bad. I can absolutely nothing about algae scrubbers. This is my very first one I've ever built and used, so we'll see how it goes. On the back there, I'm going to install a LED light. It's going to be like the red and blue spectrum. This side I'm probably just going to leave it as is, and I'll just get the light off of the refugium sort of thing. Still to give that a bit of a clean out, but yep, so that's pretty much it. So algae scrubber's done. Got this refugium in here. This Cheeto algae, I'm just going to leave it to grow and fill it up, and then just harvest it as and when needed. And down the bottom there you can see the bio pellets working nicely. And the skimmer, it's just starting to kick in again and start to do its business. So overall, I think now the black pearl has got all the tools necessary for good filtration and hopefully get on top of this green hair algae problem once and for all. Okay, so before I go, I just thought I'd give you a quick update on the Dead Man's Chest tank. As you can see, I managed to get a couple of bits of wood just to finish it off, and it looks pretty cool. I'm really happy with it. But like I said before, I have not got a clue what I'm going to do with it now that I've built it. It's like, alright, that's really good, but what am I going to do with it now? So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'll maybe use it as a frog tank, or I don't know. If you guys have got any ideas, again, feel free to comment. And if this was your tank, what would you do with it, Ken? I mean, it's only got a small viewing window, so but again, you promise your son you'll build him a tank, you build him a tank. You just didn't think about it, you just do it. Because one thing you never do is you never ever break a promise to your kid. You promise him something, you deliver, or you'll regret it for the rest of your life, and that kid will never forget it. Because I still remember to this day, my mother promised me a model Spitfire, and she never got it. God damn it, she never got it, and I still remember it. And I'm 38 now. So yeah, never break your promises. But yep, so I don't know. Figure out something what we'll do with it, but that's pretty much it just now. So I'd just like to thank all the subscribers. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye.